Welcome to The Station, a podcast by the Arkansas Business Engine. I'm your host, Ty King, and with me today is the Sultan of Cleaning. It is Kirk Freeney.
Hey.
From Revive. Kirk,
thanks for having me, buddy. I'm doing good.
Good.
You
look
nice
good.
and relaxed. I like these chairs. We got a good
that.
desk.
Can lean all the way back, almost out of the frame. Yeah.
We got our water. It's just water.
Looks clean on the outside.
Yeah.
Good.
You got to be clean as a cleaner, right? All your stuff has to be clean.
Right.
So
what is the full name of your business? It's Revive?
Revive, yeah. Just Revive.
Just Revive.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, we're out there. Me and my partner had a big debate on this when we first started. You know, we Revive carpet cleaning. I want to just Revive. They want to Revive carpet cleaning, and I kind of fought. We fought back and forth. Not fought, but, you know, that's a tough one.
Yeah, sure.
And I didn't want to be pinned in the corner of just known as carpet cleaners, you know, in case, you know, we do other things. You know, we do tile and grout, we do wood. Mm-hmm. So I guess I sort of won the battle, if you want to say that. But yeah, just Revive. But on Facebook, I think we're Revive Carpet Cleaning still, so it's a little bit fuzzy out there. But
yeah, that's where I was confused a little bit.
Yeah. But if you see that logo, that R, that's us.
That's us.
So,
I've never seen that font anywhere else, so that's great.
I had a friend of mine do that for me. She's
nice.
She's fantastic at it. So, yeah.
It's very good. So carpet, towel, grout. I guess you guys are busy right now with all the snow that's come in and done some damage.
Yeah, we actually we do a little bit of restoration, some minor stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but we normally send that off to some of the bigger companies. We're just we don't have the manpower or the equipment, but we do help extract a lot on stuff like that. We'll help other companies. So we work hand in hand with quite a few restoration companies around here that, you know, hey, help each other out, man.
Sure,
That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody wins.
So tell me about Kirk Freeney. How did Kirk Freeney get started?
Oh, God. Started in carpet cleaning or started in life?
Well, the origin story.
A lady named Diane Freeney and Carl Freeney.
And somebody else like him,
yeah.
No labs involved. Okay.
No, I mean, started in carpet cleaning. It happened in 2015. I was actually ending another business I owned, which was a landscape irrigation company I did for about 14, 15 years. And it was just time to make a change, getting older. We never really hired people. Me and another guy did it all ourselves. So old back, hands always hurting and stuff. So I was looking for just a typical 9-to-5er really. And my buddy I bowled with, Mike, that's partnered with me in this, he had been cleaning carpet for forever and always wanted to have his own business. And I had a little bit of equity and he had the knowledge. And I said, hey, man, let's give it a shot. So I don't know if I was ever meant to be a carpet cleaner, but I like owning things. I like being a businessman, so we took off and just hadn't looked back since. So that's kind of how it started. So it's been fun.
No regrets yet.
I mean, I don't know if I'll do this forever, but
sure.
I've always been drawn to the service industry. I guess because I truly like helping people. Right. I still talk to my old sprinkler clients. They'll call me and I'll walk them through stuff on the phone for an hour, and it's not a big deal. I've went and helped them for, half the time they'll force money on me, but I'll tell them, don't worry about it. Like programming a timer or something. I'm like, really? Just don't worry about it. Yeah. I was in the neighborhood. It's no big deal. So I've always been drawn by that, and I don't know. That's just how my brain works. So,
Awesome. Well, since you've started the business, have you found something that you were, I guess, good at, or something that you liked you didn't know before?
In the carpet cleaning part
sure.
of it, or
just the business part?
I mean, actually, there is something about cleaning carpet that is kind of soothing or something. I don't know. Just watching all the stuff come up, it's
therapeutic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit therapeutic. I mean, I've as a kid, I was always kind of a messy kid, but the older I get, my wife will, she'll attest to this. Is I've gotten so much more, I don't know, particular the older I get about things being neat. Okay. But and maybe this business did it to me. I don't know, because it seems like it's happened over the past 4 or 5 years. Right. So maybe just seeing other people's stuff or filth or whatever. I just you always want to be clean. So it is something about it though. This soothing. So it's.
That's funny. They always tell you not to look at a painter's house because his house is never painted the right way.
Yeah, right. Now, my floor, sadly, the thing I do, it seems like, of course, we have a 3-year-old, and it's always nasty. I mean, I steamed it for the first time in probably 4 or 5 months. I went and steamed my whole house. And it's already a disaster. Yesterday, it's already sticky stuff all over the floor. So, hey, kiddos, man.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah,
mine's
they're
8
fun.
and still doing that.
Oh, God, yeah. I know I've got a long time. 8, when is it in, right? I asked the lady that the other day, a client. I said, when is it in? She said, go until they leave the house.
Yeah.
I went, don't tell me that.
Pretty much.
18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Now kids are staying home till they're 20. So,
oh, for sure.
I'll hopefully kick mine out way before that. Give her the old boot.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. So when you, I guess, having a partner in any kind of business, I know not to bring anything out here or anything.
No,
causing problems to
I'm
you
an
guys.
open book, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult having a partner.
Real difficult having partners. I mean, it's just, I know that I'm a pain in the butt to him as much as he is to me sometimes, but it's just hard work. I mean, you know that even it's like a relationship.
Yeah.
So even relationships, I mean, you have two people that have two different opinions, and when you have an opinion, normally, very few people like self-reflect at the end of the day and like, maybe I was wrong or maybe I need to change. It's normally not like that. Most people are like, no, I'm right because, and you see it from
Sure.
you're seeing it through your eyes and how the world is to you. So, it makes sense you really have to be able to step out of yourself and look at yourself and say, yeah, you think you're right there, but why are you right? You really have to assess that and say, like, why, and know your weaknesses. That's a big part of it. Most people have no clue, and I still don't know all my weaknesses. I try to find a new one every day almost because, you got tons of, you can't know everything.
Right.
So it's a struggle, but it's a struggle being by yourself too. You got more, all the risk is on you. It's neither way is great, and neither way is bad. So it's just,
For sure. And when you're by yourself and you have those thoughts and beliefs, you believe something's true, or you may be thinking, well, I'm going to put this new product out there, or I'm going to approach people this way, and then you think it's going to go a certain way because nobody's there to challenge you on that. Right?
Yeah.
So you
can't bounce it off anybody.
Right,
else.
right. So huge benefits to having somebody to
Absolutely,
be able to do that with.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think I would have more than one partner. I think it gets
Yeah.
really messy after. I mean, one can be tough. So I mean, 2, 3, 4. I've talked to business owners, 3 or 4 partners, and it normally gets messy somewhere. I mean, someone's always unhappy. So
That's true.
if everybody's head's not always on their shoulders, it can get ugly. So I've seen people go through lawsuits and all. I don't know. It's one of those things where if it got that messy with me, I'd just walk away. I'd be like, I'll find something new to do. It's not that.
Right.
That's kind of like my landscape business. I mean, my old partner there, he was a good old guy. I mean, we had our battles too, but I just walked away from it. I mean, I didn't even sell. I just said, man, take care of the clients, and I'm done. I don't want to, just tired.
So did you just jump right out after school and open a business, or?
Yeah, I went to college and everything. I mean, of all things, I got my degree in philosophy. I've not used that. I mean, actually, I take that back because I don't want to trash philosophy. I was thinking in the truck the other day. I was thinking, they should really teach I jokingly said in my brain the 2 F's, philosophy and finance to kids. Philosophy, that's obviously PH, but,
right?
That's my new thing, the 2 F's. But I think that made me. I don't use the degree, but the books that I was able to read through it and still do to this day, just helped me develop as a person. Just how to think through stuff, how to be ethical, just all that stuff, all the stuff that everyone should know. But a lot of people, don't. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge out there, and not a lot of people take advantage of that. It's like the old thing, standing on the shoulders of giants sort of thing. No one takes advantage of that. Everyone just, like I said about all that, you're in your own brain, and you're just, this is how the world is. And, most times someone's went through what you're going through. And if you're willing to do the research and, learn a little bit, you normally can get some, understanding and a clearer path, easier path. So I'm always trying to constantly feed my brain and keep things going. So, and that's why I said I probably won't be with this forever. I'm liable to keep it as an asset, and because I still want to. It's very hard for me to get rid of stuff because I don't want the clients to be let down is the biggest thing. I know that sounds like such a cliche BS line there, but seriously, it's the same reason I still answer my sprinkler, all my sprinkler landscape clients. If they call, I answer, and if I can't help them, I'll find someone for them or whatever. Because I've been in the boat where, and let me know if I need to shut up or whatever.
No, keep going.
I've been in the boat, where you hire someone and you don't get the best job, and then you can't find them, or you paid them and they don't come back, and just all the nightmares you hear from people all the time. And I want to be that access point to a customer where they don't have to worry about that. You know, it's I know that guy's going to be there for me, and I know if something goes wrong, he's going to be there for me anyway. So when I always talk about, you know, we're trying to find a differentiator right now, and I'm sure you have one for your business because you're a smart guy, but it is the hardest thing to find your, what do they call that? I know it's called differentiator, but they have a special term for it in marketing. It'll come to me here in a minute. Anyway, I'm having a heck of a time, but I always said our customer service is good, but it's so cliched. But I do say that, you know, everyone brags on their customer service, but I always tell people, wait till something bad happens, see how good that customer service is. Because that's when you get the shine. You know, when everything goes good, you just, it's easy. Yeah. Just walk right through it. Of course, everybody has good customer service and everyone's happy. Sure. But when that one thing goes wrong, where's that guy? Hello? Yeah, hello? Yeah. Is anyone home? So... You know, anyway.
So that's sort of your unique proposition. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, that sort of thing. And they still call it something else. It's something like different. I'd almost have to call the guy I've been talking to. And he kept saying it the other day, and somehow I still don't remember it. But
basically, what separates you from the competition?
Yes. What makes them call you instead of someone else?
Right.
I mean, everyone's going to use, we got great quality, we got great cut. It's just so beat up. So we don't even use that anymore. I don't even mess with it because it just sounds like BS, really. So
that's why competitors and like the whole terms, I guess the term of being a competition, you know what I mean? It's sort of, it's wild, you know what I mean? Like it's a little shaky because not everybody provides the same thing. Everybody can say, I'm the best in town. Yeah. I have the best prices. But I mean, if everybody's priced the same and everybody's doing the same kind of job, you're not all the best. You know what I mean? One of them's the the
somebody's got to be the worst.
Right. So, but you can be the best at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what makes it unique. You know,
absolutely.
Make you
I mean, it's something as simple as like you know, we use all green chemicals or something like that, or all eco-friendly chemicals or whatever. I mean, that's sort of the thing we got to come up with. But that's. All the stuff we use is safe. All the stuff everyone else uses is pretty safe. I mean, we're not using anything like super harsh, so I don't even want to trick. I don't want it to be like a trick kind of thing to where because gimmicky. You know, I've read some of them out there, not in the carpet cleaning industry, just industries in general, and you're like, you could only point them out real quick. Like that's just such a gimmick. That just sounds like craziness. So anyway. But yeah, that's what we're trying. That's what we're working on now, and trying to separate ourselves a little bit. Because I mean, we don't want to. The price on residential anyway, cleaning has been driven down so much for so long. The industry's just. I mean, to me, it's a mess. There's just so many of us out there, which there's a lot of competition in all industries, but. The problem is this company says we'll do it for this, and then this company goes, well, we'll beat that, and then we'll beat that, and next thing you know, you're out there running around cleaning carpet for $15, $20 a room or whatever people are doing it for now, and it's like it's not even worth our time. So we're trying to separate ourselves to where they're hiring us, not just a carpet cleaner. You're hiring Revive, you're hiring guys that are going to do a good job, going to be there for you. Going to follow the whole shooting match, so
absolutely
that's what we're trying for. We'll see what happens. We'll come back in a year see where we're at.
Well, like you said, the one thing about you is you're a people person.
Yeah. I mean, I love people, so I do like that part of owning a business, and eventually that's where I want to get to. And any business I own is to where I'm not in the field anymore, but just doing stuff like this, meeting people, meeting new people, find a way to make connections so I can help them. Whatever, I want to be helpful in multiple industries. I don't want to just be stuck in this and doing this all the time. So right now I'm stuck in with COVID and everything. Good gosh, man, I'm stuck in my office. I'm about to go crazy, but Zoom stuff is fun, but it's just not the same. So
no, it's definitely not.
Hopefully we'll figure this all out eventually and go from there, but.
Yeah, it seems like more places are starting to open up, and the state itself is allowed to have more people in one location now. So,
well, what have you heard about? I don't read enough. News depresses me so much. I don't keep up with it enough. What do they say? Someone told me the other day they're about to do away with the mask or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the governor's looking at March 31st to be the last day to mandate masks, and then. In an open area where people are gathering up to 100 people, and restaurants and bars are back open to full capacity.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, we ate somewhere in I think Cabot, last weekend, and they set us in, like right next to someone, and we go, "There's no," and they go, "No, we're back to full capacity." I'm like, "Okay." So maybe we'll all get back to normal eventually.
Maybe it'll happen. I hope so.
Well, I know a lot of businesses. I mean, we've been very fortunate in the fact that we've done decent through this whole thing. I mean, we lost a lot of our restaurants and stuff, but we filled in the gaps other places. So we've been fortunate. But I know a lot of people out there are struggling. So obviously, wish the best for people like that, and hope it gets back for that reason. We got to get the economy back rolling and all that good stuff. So
there's lots of businesses that were closed because of COVID, and
just job losses in general.
Yes,
unemployment. Every I do get that on my. I follow stocks and everything, and it always comes up. Yahoo Finance or whatever.
Sure.
Unemployment was this, and we were only expecting this. It's like, man, that's a lot of people on unemployment, and I don't know, just. Eventually, you got to quit printing money or whatever we're doing to make it work. But before inflation shoots through the roof or something.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. Do you go off on tangents like that? Can we talk about stuff like that? Yeah. That's what worries me personally. That's what worries me the most is. And I read an article the other day that it was a economist and. He said right now they're getting away with all this printed money and it's not causing inflation yet because they're the spending gap or whatever. They're filling in that spending gap that wouldn't normally be spending anyway. But he said something about if they don't cut that off at the right time and quit doing what they're doing, inflation will...
Really?
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of Milton Friedman. I don't know if you know him. He's an old economist, Nobel Prize winner. I mean, he pretty much... what country was it? Not Serbia. It's one of those really small countries just off Russia, Estonia.
Oh, wow.
Estonia was, after the USSR broke up, Estonia became its own country or whatever through that. And I'm going to get so many facts in this wrong, so don't look all this stuff up. But I'm going to get as close as I can to what
Kirk's
he said.
not a scientist.
Yeah, right. I just listen and read a lot, that's all. I don't remember everything. But he said pretty much it was like 40 to 50% unemployment. Their inflation was like 1,000%. Or something, just insane amounts of numbers. Well, they took Milton Friedman's formula and they turned the country around, and they say in one generation they caught up with the West, so their economy is as good as ours. But he just go listen to him. He's a very smart guy. I don't know if you'll agree with everything he says, but they worry about that inflation. But there's another story in that whole little segment where, and I can't remember if this was Russia. It was one of the like a communist type country. Anyway, inflation got so bad that apparently they were paying their employees 3 times a day, because if they paid them at the end of the day, normally you get paid once every 2 weeks or even at the end of the week.
Sure.
It was so bad they paid them at the end of the day, the money they made that morning would be worthless by that afternoon. So they were having to get money, spend it on something before it became worthless.
Wow.
So that's a scary thing, and the only thing that causes that is nothing else really, according to Milton Friedman and a bunch of really, they call them the Chicago boys or whatever. They all graduated from the University of Chicago back in the day. But according to them, the only thing that really causes inflation is that printing money. Just too much, money just like any other commodity. It's supply and demand. If you have just a ton of supply,
too much in circulation.
Inflation goes up. Wow. So all that money we're saving and everything like that, if it goes nuts, I mean, loaf of bread's $800. It's so point having $1 million in the bank, So I don't know. I just hope they have a system for it. Everyone thinks that it's America, so nothing can happen, but Rome's all the same thing, So and look where it's at now. So anything can happen. We just got to read our history and be very, very careful with decisions we make. Obviously. So.
I was talking with somebody recently about you see that, like the old movies where somebody buried a jar full of cash in their backyard and they come back 30, 40 years later and dig it up and like, now I'm rich again. Well, it's like, it doesn't work like that, because that money at that time is not valued at the same value that we have now.
Absolutely. I mean, the best thing you can do nowadays is, I mean, if you're smart, I mean, in a book I'm reading now, which I wish I would have read when I was 10 or whatever, we went out then, but is that Tony Robbins book, the Money Master the Game. Great book, man. Talks about it sets you up on how to do your money to where you can retire and just be financially free. Now, if you started when you're 16, 20 years old, you can be done at 45, 50 years old, you're financially free, which is a long time, but you have to start somewhere. So that's the tough part is, I'm trying to convince the little guy. We got one employee right now that works with us, and I've been bugging the heck out of him about just starting something like that. I said, man, if I was started when I was your age, I wouldn't even have to own this business right now. If I wanted to, I would, but I wouldn't have to. You know,
right.
We have to own it because we got to pay bills, and you know, we're that generation or whatever, or that typical person, not generation, but that typical person that just, well, we got savings and stuff, and I mean, we're happy, but you know, still, we got to work. It's not like we're not doing it because we just want to do it. It's fun,
right?
You know, we have to do it. So I'm trying to teach as many kids as I can that I come across to don't go down that path, man. Listen, because I don't think I was taught at a young age, but I'm sure I came across something that I should have what's that you say about retiring and not having to worry about money or whatever?
That age usually just goes.
Oh yeah, right through. Yeah, I can see it in his face when I mess with him. I can see his face. He just laughs at me, and I'm like, "You wait. And one day you'll either be going, I'm glad I listened to Kirk Freeney, or why didn't I listen to Kirk Freeney? One of the two. It's not going to be, So, he talks about that compounded interest, man. That compounding interest, it's incredible. Once that snowball gets rolling, man. Of course, it rolls uphill, hopefully not downhill. But anyway, yeah. So, as you can tell, I don't know. My brain goes everywhere, and I like a lot of topics. So,
no, it's good. Yeah. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future. Put your money where it needs to go, and have somebody help you if you don't know what you're doing. So
definitely. I mean, and that's where the knowledge comes in. I mean, it's probably good for most people to have some kind of financial advisor or something like that, but just to watch out, make sure they're fiduciary, make sure they're looking out for your best interest.
Right.
You know, so many people, one thing that book talks about, and I've heard this from multiple sources too, obviously, is like mutual funds and stuff. Everyone thinks just getting a mutual fund, but you pay a lot of fees there. So you're cutting. You got to think the difference. And he gives the example in the book. If you pay 1%, if you save up $100,000, and it's like in 20 years, it's worth like 500 something thousand at 1%. If you're paying someone 1%,
right,
like a typical financial guy now or whatever. But if you're paying 3%, that 100,000 is only worth like 320. So you lose $200,000 for 2%.
Wow.
So I mean that's a chunk.
That is.
So you have to be very careful on who you're. You know, I got a little bit of inheritance money from my mom when she passed, and I put it in with a family friend that she didn't know what she was doing, or I just got put over on or whatever.
Right.
But I got in the wrong thing, and we had some money sitting there for 3 years that was making like 1%. It could have been in the market making the Dow's averaged 10% over the past 50 years or whatever.
Right.
So I mean that's just that compounded interest over that 3 years. I mean who knows what it cost me. So
wow.
And that's just something she probably didn't know. You know, she thought it probably had to be in what it was in or whatever. So I mean, just do your research, man.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know, ask. I mean, most people know a good resource. Ask friends,
right,
man. You know, that's what networking is all about. And that's what referrals. Get a referral from somebody. You know, someone that's trusted and someone that's proven. You know, there's a lot of talking heads out there. I'm one of them.
For sure.
So. I'm one of them, man.
Oh, wow. So have you been on this Clubhouse app?
I haven't
recently. Have you been on that yet? Okay,
no.
Just remind me of that when you said that. There's a lot of so it's audio only. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
And so you go in there. There's no text, and it's like if you're walking down a room. Let's say you're walking down the hall of a college. Let's think about that. And there's lecture halls all to the left and right of you, and you can walk into any one of those rooms and listen to whoever's speaking on stage. You can't speak, but you can listen to them, and they can call you on stage, and then you can speak.
What?
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it started off real small, and it's blown up to so big in this part of Arkansas alone.
I can imagine.
But you go in there now, and there's it's full of snake oil salesmen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Talk to me. So like we were talking about, getting help and what you don't know about, but they'll prey on that, and so I'll be like, you want to be super successful and never have to worry about money again? I'll tell you how to be super rich. Come in here and listen to me.
Yeah.
And then they'll lead you over there to their website, and then you buy this, and then this, and this, and this course that they offer, and it's like.
I mean, and that's the thing is there's very few get rich quick schemes out there. There's very few. Normally, someone's saying you're going to get rich quick, they're full of it. Normally, just know that for a fact.
Yes.
I'll say that right now.
Right.
Most people that are super wealthy did it over time, man. It just takes. Unfortunately, we don't have. That's the thing that we can't make any more of. But that's what it takes. Unfortunately,
right.
So I mean, unless you're a hedge fund baby or something like that, unless you inherited a bunch of money, which that'd be nice. But not everybody's gonna get that either. So
they tried it with the GameStop stocks recently.
Yeah,
boost them up, and it didn't work out.
I like the I like that
I
they
did
got
too,
over on the
but they
head
put a
shit.
stop to
That made me a little happy. Yeah, they're. I was trading through Robinhood for a while, and I moved all. I've got Schwab accounts too, but I moved all my Robinhood stuff. That was my Play account over to Schwab. They're just in trouble every other day. I don't know what's going on with that company. Yeah, it's, my father-in-law. He used to be a financial advisor, and he's never liked. He's always said something bad about Robinhood, but apparently they were in that hedge fund that they halted trading for GameStop on Robinhood. So they're gonna. It seems like they're always in some kind of trouble. So I'm just like,
For sure.
They can't take your money, obviously. I mean, it's not like they're going to steal it from you, but at the same time, you don't want to work with people that are, even in that, I don't want to work with people that are unethical, man.
Well, the whole thing is they're supposed to be Robin Hood, so, steal from the rich, give to the poor type of thing, but they're a small man's trading, personal trading platform, but the reality is that they're owned by a board of people who have heavily invested into the stock market.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the people that you're supposedly fighting against are the ones that own the app that's selling it to you. So they can call in stops they want to. So that's crazy.
That's a scary. I mean, I love the idea behind the platform is great. The free trade's great, all that stuff.
Sure.
But I mean, you got to really watch what you do out there if you got something like that. So anyway, but. Schwab's a good company, though. I like them. Robinhood did change the game because all these companies, like I think even TD Ameritrade, all of them had like a fee. I think up until last year, I think Schwab was like $4.95 for every trade. So if you bought one stock or 100 stocks, now granted $4.95 ain't much, but I mean I don't day trade. But if you're a day trader or whatever, you're trying to make a quick buck. You don't want to pay $5 every. If you trade 50 times a day, that's adds up quick. It's doing $50. There it goes. Right there. It goes. So. So they I think Robin, I don't know if that's why they went to the free trades, most of these companies, but I mean I'm assuming it probably is.
Probably.
Competition, man.
Even Cash App does it now, and Cash App is a little bit different because you get to buy a fraction of a stock.
Oh, you can do stocks through Cash App? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
really?
So they have
I did not know that.
The stock market there, but you can buy it. Let's say Apple's at $161, per share or something like that. Well, you can invest $5 into that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
I've heard that. I've heard
fractions.
Yeah. I think they do that with Bitcoin and everything now. I like that they did that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of the same principle as like an index fund. I mean, it's multiple, or an ETF or whatever. It's multiple companies, and you're just buying, a piece of each company pretty much. You're not buying a full stock in any one, but you're buying a little piece of each one of them. So that's the kind of cool thing too. If this gets out there to anybody and they want to invest, it's kind of cool knowing you own. I mean, when you buy an Apple stock, you own Apple. I mean, you own the company.
Right.
You're an owner. Technically, so that's kind of neat to think about. Not a lot of people think of it like
Become
that.
a stockholder.
Yeah, they just think that it's just something out there that's intangible, but it's a tangible company that you're owning.
You own a piece of it.
Yeah, I own a piece of it. So I don't know if I own enough to really have any pull or say, but
all right,
but still an owner. So it's a neat thing, and it's a good way to fund your retirement for sure. So
yeah, for sure.
But. Yeah, most people are just terrified they're going to lose everything. And I always tell people, man, if you're diversified right, I mean, the whole world, if you lose everything, the U.S. is gone anyway. So don't worry about losing everything. Now, if you are one of those people that put it all in one thing, like if you were like a big Tesla person, which Tesla was still going crazy, but I think they've pulled back some. But if you did put it all in one, I mean, you can technically lose everything. So that's why you don't do that. All the eggs in one basket. For sure. Proverb, So what else you got for me, Big Daddy?
One thing I know about you is that you like to talk.
Oh, God,
to people.
Man. God, man.
And so every time I see you, we're always at a networking event or some sort of meeting somewhere. Wherever there's people, there's Kurt.
Yeah, I try to be, man. Try to be visible. Well, the funny thing is I didn't, who knows how, well, I was going to say, well, I'd be known or well, I'd be disliked. I don't know which one that is, but when I did the landscape business, I literally went to work, went home. I did stuff with my friends and bowled and stuff like that, but never networked, never grew the business. Wow. It was all referral. I went in the yellow pages, anywhere. You could look that business up now and probably never even see a history of it. Right. It was all word of mouth, and we, lasted for 14 years and did really, pretty good most years. But I just never did it. And when I opened this business, I said, I'm going to grow this one the right way and try to grow something and not just, try to
Sure.
And that's what our goal is to grow a business into something where we're employing people and we've got just all that. I wanted all that this time around, so
Right.
that's why I started that. And I've only been doing it for the past. There's hardcore network. It probably the last 3 years. The first 2 years of this business, we were just kind of trying to fight for every client we had.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing, and
Right.
even though you run a business for a long time, I really never ran it the right way. So I was kind of a new kid at it, like learning. I never learned the right way the first time, so I tried to learn, and I'm still learning, man. I don't think when you own a business, I don't think you ever quit learning. There's always something new.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
I mean, what we were just talking about taxes right before we got on this thing, and just how it's everything, man. It's just so much stuff.
It's nice having other business owners and people that have been in similar situations, and they can advise you on things. Hey, look, I did this. Don't do this.
That's that standing on the shoulders of giants, man. Learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't. Of course, they say making your own mistakes is the best learning device because they're normally expensive and it's gonna sink. It's gonna be melted in your brain forever. But yeah, man, definitely learn from other people. And don't feel. I always tell people because I've been told this. Don't feel like you're alone. I mean, it's owning a business is tough. Entrepreneurship is. I mean, you own your own business. There's days where it's like, holy cow, nothing can stop us. It's awesome. And there's some days you just want to put your head in your hands and just have a long cry. I ain't cried since I was 8, but I've been close a few times like, why? Why does this happen to me?
That's for sure.
But yeah, that's part of it, man. It's just the roller coaster. You almost have to be a little bit of a masochist or something. Like you have to hate yourself at times on a business or something. But it is fun. I think it's more fun overall than not. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like you were saying before, with you wish that everybody would start learning with philosophy and finance, those would be mandatory. Like, there's no out of all the seminars and different classes I've been in for how to do this with your SEO or this with your website, the stuff I use every day for other clients. Like, nothing has helped me out more than social psychology in college.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's taught me a lot about how people think. You know what I mean? The human mind, no matter where you are in the world, there's certain images and shapes and stuff that we associate with different types of things, and it helped me learn a lot about myself and what advertising is and what it does to people, and some of it makes you feel dirty about yourself. You know what I mean?
I said, yeah, exactly. I said philosophy, but psychology right along with it. I mean, I kind of consider those. I mean, they're different fields, but I kind of consider them merging quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Philosophy, obviously, first, and then get psychology. But it's crazy. You said that about knowing how people are. Have you ever heard that study where they did they had 100 people. They'd go up to a stranger with a cup of coffee and ask them to hold it. And then the person would go down and tie their shoe or get something out of their pocket and say thank you. Well, what they did is they did 50 of cold coffee and 50 hot coffee. Well, they went up after and asked the person that held the coffee, what did you think of that person or whatever. There's a whole big study. 80% of the people that did it, held the cold coffee, 80% of them said they were cold and not a very nice person.
Wow.
And then 80% opposite for the warm. They said they were warm and very kind. Is that not crazy?
It is.
Didn't say nothing to them. Do you mind holding this coffee?
Yeah.
And they got that much off that one little thing. Just the warmth or the coldness of the cup.
That's crazy.
That's insanity is what it is. That's freaking insanity.
Well, that's people.
That's people, exactly. And that's why I said, man, you just have to... I've always been very big on... And I work on it every day because it's very hard. It's self-reflect. Mm-hmm. Everyone, like I said, I'll go back to that. It's like everyone just knows they're right and knows how it is, and that's it.
Yep.
But, read something and then think about what even when you're in a situation. Let's say you're in an argument with someone.
Right.
You're back and forth, and things get heated. Arguments, normally things get heated to some point. If you're really good, you can keep it calm the whole time. But let's be honest, that's tough sometimes. But when you're done, when you calm down, go back over that whole thing, that whole scenario, and be honest with yourself. Don't just go, well, they were, don't get in that mindset, they were just wrong, I was right. And, I mean, say, I said this, so why was I right? If I thought I was right, why? And I could be wrong, so why would it? You almost want to always, I don't know if you've heard the term, I know you know the term straw man, where you build up a weak case for someone. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard the term steel man? No. You always want a steel man. It's a big, if you listen to a lot of, God, their names are going out of my head right now. Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris had a big debate, and all the guys along that line. Now they all have different thoughts. Some of them are right wing, some are left wing, or some are in between. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they talk about steelmanning someone, and what you do is you make their argument better than they even could, and that's the best way to. I mean, I heard that for the first time. I was like, wow. Just think about what that does. Think about how strong that makes you as a debater, arguer, your point of view, whatever. If you can make their case better than they can make it, I mean, sometimes it might change your mind. You might be like, oh, they're actually kind of right. Yeah. But for the most part, you're able to break down there. If you don't think they're right at the end of it, no matter how good you make it, you can tear their argument apart even easier. So you build it up to break it down, and it makes it easier to break it down than saying, well, you just think this, and that's all it is, and then don't straw man, still man. So I think that's a really good way to back and forth on debates and stuff like that. Yeah,
help you see from somebody else's point of view, but also see where weaknesses in both arguments could be. Absolutely.
Yes, and that's the key. And you said both things perfectly right there. Is you build that argument up to where, like I said, you want to make it better than what they made it, and that's what's cool because it makes you really get into their brain as opposed to just being in yours.
Right.
You're stuck in here all the time, but if you start thinking outside that box, I mean, you'd be surprised at what you come up with. So
for sure.
I know I've dealt with that many times in my life where maybe I am. All of us get in situations where. You could be wrong, could be right. And your mind's always going to go, well, I'm right, they're wrong. That's just how it is.
Absolutely.
So. Anyway, we'll get off that. Move on to something else.
You're good.
Before I say something we have to delete.
So what's the area that Revive does services in?
I always jokingly tell clients I'll go anywhere you want me to as long as you want to pay it. I'll go to Hawaii.
Fly you out to LA.
Yeah. If you want to pay that huge service fee, I told someone one time, I said, we'll drive to Hawaii if you want us to. But it's going to be a heck of a charge through the ocean. But no, we service the central Arkansas area, Little Rock, North Little Rock, basically. Once you start getting to Conway and some of these 30, 45-minute drives, the room rate goes up a little bit, but not too much. I mean, you're talking, it might be, our rate in Little Rock's $35 a room for carpet. It might be $45, $50 up here, something like that, or $40, $45, $50, something like that. So it just depends on I would love to have what I would love to do, but it just makes it so hard to tell clients what you charge, is have like a pin, like here's our business, and then every mile out or whatever, it just goes up by a certain amount or whatever. Yeah. So they can just go on there and click, and there it is. So.
Oh, nice.
Might be a good app.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful.
I got another good idea about it. That's why I'm meeting that other guy about it. It's an app. I got to get some good ideas on those apps. So.
Good.
But I have no idea. I'm not a tech guy though, so I'm handcuffed into letting someone else take over that part of it.
Right. That's awesome. So where do you want to take Revive? I know you say you may not be with it forever, but where do you see it going?
Like I said, I would love to keep it long term as an asset. I mean, it's a good business, and I feel like we've built a very good company. We would love to get. Me and Mike, we're both getting old. Get off the vans and have crews. I mean, that's our number one goal. Is to get it, but and again, it comes into hiring people. Man, it's just so hard to not just find people in general, but then we're very particular. And I know all businesses try to be very particular because they want good people. But it's between me and Mike. We're hardcore about getting the right. We have Tyson right now, which we're very lucky to have him. He's an amazing kid. Call him a kid. He's 22 years old, but a kid to me.
Right.
A kid to me. But he's amazing. But find another one of him. We have to eventually just say, you know what, we got to just find somebody if we're gonna ever grow. So,
right.
I'm out of the van more and more now. We're growing constantly. So I was off the van for a while, and then we grew more, and so I get back in a van. So I go out there and work by myself, a little bit, not too much, but and then try to get everything else done. But yeah, Mike and them work hard, man. They work, days, nights, all the time. So eventually have two vans. I don't ever want to make it so big that I can't control it. But,
sure.
2-3 vans, something like that, rolling, I'd be super happy.
Okay.
So that's not a huge company, but it'd be good enough for me.
I think that's an issue that, a lot of companies, especially the ones that are start out small and they start growing, like they face is, can I really need more help, but can I afford to do that?
So
that's the whole thing.
Good point.
But it's being able to afford your new employee, but also it frees you up to do other things. So maybe you could potentially be getting other clients and building up their job, hours throughout the day.
That's a tough thing, and I think every business faces that. I know we do, because I tell Mike, I talk to Mike, I talk about it all the time. I'm like, we need another guy, but can we afford it? I mean, employees are expensive. They take from your bottom line immediately. Yeah. I mean, between taxes and there's workers' comp. People don't think about all the expenses that goes into an employee. So, and I mean, we're not even big enough to offer benefits yet, so I can't wait for that. I would love for that to be a thing one day for Revive, is we offer great benefits, but right now, I mean, there's no way we could. I mean, we would go under tomorrow. I'm not trying to sound like, everyone thinks when you own a business, you're just some rich guy and you just got all this money. But hey, let me tell y'all, that is not how it is.
Not true at all.
I think there's months that Tyson, our employee, makes more than we do certain months. So it's we don't take a big cut out of the. Yet obviously we're still trying to grow it, but we don't take a big paycheck or anything like that. We're just, it's tough.
Yeah.
Same thing with my, I had all my buddies and stuff. I always just thought I had all the money in the world because I own that landscape company. I was like, look, man, I work my butt off and I'm half broke all the time. Just because it looks like I have it doesn't mean I have it. I've always been very frugal and very not good with money, but I've been decent with money.
Right.
Knowing when I can spend, when I can't spend, when I shouldn't spend. If I do have vices or I want to do something fun, I've planned it very well, or I try to. I've always hated debt, so that's one thing that I would love to learn how to do better. Is like leverage debt. You always hear these big financial guys talk about leveraging debt. I'm getting it a little more day by day, but I still just debt bothers me, man. I like owning stuff free and clear.
Right.
I don't like not having someone.
Money.
Not owning anybody money. And I think my mom and dad got me into that at a young, or my mom especially probably at a young age, like, pay your bills, get out of debt, blah blah blah. But there's there's benefits to having debt too. So I try to learn every day on that stuff. But that's a tough subject. That's a hard learn, at least for me. Some people out there probably listen to this are gonna go, oh, it's easy. You just gotta do this. It's like, what? So that's where the CPA and stuff comes in, I guess, and tells you how to. I'm gonna dunk myself in the head.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm getting there, but that's a tough one.
It always makes me laugh when I see those multi-level marketing companies that are trying to advertise, and they want you to. The way they try to sell it to you is that you'll own your own company. You'll be this. I'm like, that's not owning your own company. That comes with a lot of bull crap that you don't want to deal with. Yeah.
It's funny. There's a lot of them out there. I got into one of those when I was some guy suckered me into one of those one time long ago when I was in my early 20s. He's like, man, it's great. And it wasn't even like a product, like it wasn't even like a Roden and Fields or something like a solid company. It was like 8 companies, and you just sold you tried to hustle other people into selling their products, like vitamins and something else.
Right.
So it's like, that's the biggest waste. I think I paid like $350 for like the starter, whatever. It's like the biggest waste of money ever.
Yes.
Because I'm not one of those people either that I hate asking people for money, or whatever. I can't. That's why I always say, people go, maybe you're a great salesman because you're good with people. I'm like, I feel like I'm a terrible salesman because I hate selling people stuff. I hate it.
Really?
I would rather the people just come to me and go, all right, yeah, I'm good. It's hard for me to go in and go, yeah, you really need this, or this will be good for you, or whatever. I don't know why that is with me. I actually tell my partner Mike, I'm trying to make it to where I don't deal with the money, that part of it at all.
Right.
I don't mind the back end part because, and again, this is gonna sound like a super pat on the back, but when I go to a client's house, I'm always looking maybe I can give a discount. I don't even want to say this on here really because it sounds like I'm BSing, but I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't charge them that much for that, or what? Even though I've already told them the price, maybe it didn't take me that long, and I start beating myself up over what the bill is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I see it as like a super weakness, but I see it as a good thing, but it's a weakness too. Like it's like I don't know how to describe it, man. It's something in me that just. I would almost want to give it away free if I could pay my bills. Too,
right, exactly.
But obviously you can't do that. So
I've told my coworkers, I was like, I am not the one to handle sales anymore because every time I do, they tell me how they're just starting out and they don't have a whole lot of funds, and they tell me their whole story, and I'm like, all right, man, I want to help you now. So here we go.
It's that empathetic bone in us, man. I mean, and I think everyone has it to some degree. Well, some people don't have it at all. Some people are just cutthroats. But
I know. I don't understand how to be that way.
I can't either, man. I just But I mean, I expect I don't know. That's a tough one. You know, because I've given that story, and I see sometimes people, you know, I'll say, man, we're just, you know, and I've given that same story you gave to other people trying to sell me something, and I can see them starting to break down their price. I'm like, no, just charge what you're going to charge me, because I know how they're feeling. You know, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying that I can either afford it or I can't. Just tell me your spiel, and let's see what we can do.
Right.
Don't try to cut me a deal or whatever. Well, do, but you know, I'll probably turn it down, but. No, we've had a lot of help on stuff like this. There's a lot more people out there like us than you think, though. There really is. I think there's more like that way than there is the cutthroats, in my experience. I've had a lot of help, man. People, for all y'all out there, you know who you are that's helped me through this. A lot of free information, a lot of help. I don't know if they meant for it to be free, but somehow it didn't.
Took it anyway.
Yeah. So there's a lot of helpful people out there, man. That's why I always say, man, don't feel like you're alone. Ask people. I mean, most I can say is no, I don't want to help or whatever. But all you entrepreneurs out there, business owners, ask for help, man. Call me. I'll tell you everything I know. I can talk for 6 hours straight if you want to. About all the pitfalls, the fun stuff. The
sprinklers, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever, man. We can talk philosophy. We can talk anything, man. Talk religion religion and politics if you want to. I don't care. As long as you don't have thin skin. I mean, I don't have much. You know, I don't know. I don't get emotionally attached to any of that stuff, so I can talk about whatever. Really, it's just like, you know, it's just a thing over here, and you just talk about it. So.
Yeah, it seems like you take a real, you know, objective point of view towards a lot of things like that.
Yeah, I try to, man. I try to be very objective. I mean, I think that's nothing wrong with emotion and stuff like that, but I just try to pin it when you're talking about any subject, because I mean, once emotions flare, you're not really speaking clearly. You know, you're not thinking clearly or speaking clearly anyway. No one's, you know, at that point, it's just who can get the lowest blow in almost. Right. So. What's the point of that? You want the calm, cool head. That's the guy that's going to normally do the best in the debate anyway. So, you know, keep your thinking straight, and you know, at the end of the day, man, we're all just human. I mean, we're here for a little while. I mean, does it really matter? That some of the stuff we argue about, you look back, especially like marriages, it's always fun to be like me and my wife. We'll argue about like the dumbest stuff, and it's not only me. Trish is really awesome. I hope she's watching. She's really awesome. She's always right. But I've got to look back and go, man, you are anal about some stupid stuff, man. So I'm not always perfectly objective, but it's sometimes maybe too objective, I guess. Okay. But that's just, you know, that's life, man. It's the fun part of it. You got to laugh, and that's one thing I try to do, man, is just always have fun with it, you know. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. I don't know if it looks good or bad, but even in like all these networking events we go to, I'm joking all the time. I always tell people, I have to reiterate, like, don't think I'm like that with my business. I'm very serious about it, but I love having fun with it, man. If you're just gonna go in and just be like, I mean, just go work at McDonald's or just work a mundane job, you know. And nothing against McDonald's, you know, whatever. To each his own. I mean, everybody's got to do something, but you know, if you're gonna be miserable, what you do, just like I said, I'm not even like thrilled, like, oh my god, I want to be a carpet cleaner. It's not like a dream of mine, you know. So, but it doesn't mean you can't have fun doing it. You know, you can't just put a smile on your face, and you know, I've never meditated. I've always wanted to try. You know, you read all these, all the richest guys in the world say, "Oh, I'll meditate and all this stuff," and I don't know. I'm pretty happy, I think, without it somehow. I don't know why that is, but I feel like I'm a pretty happy person overall. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not pissed off or sad every now and then, but you know, I try to, hey, you know what, it is what it is, man. You know, everyone's dealing with something. Someone's got it worse off, that's for sure. So sometimes you just have to look for, you know, perspective, you know. Absolutely. I always tell people when they ask me, when they hate, like, oh my god, I can't believe you're seeing my carpet like this, I'm like, I've seen worse. And I said, but I do tell everybody that. Somebody out there I can't tell that to, though. Somebody does have it the worst, you know, or does have the worst carpet or whatever. So there's that guy, but if you're not that guy, someone's got it worse than you. So quit your complaining and, you know, pull up your pants and go to work and put a smile on your face. And I mean, just happiness in the world, you know, that's something I've always tried to do too, is just bring, like, no matter where I go, just, it's always been like this, and I've said this before, and like in networking groups or whatever, it's like when I have a keynote or something, but it really is true about me. Everywhere I go, I try to find that person, like working behind the counter, something that's just like miserable, and my goal for the longest time, it's not even really a goal, it's just something that just happens innately with me. It's like it just happens. I'm like, I'm gonna make that person laugh, they're gonna smile before I'm out of here, so I'll tell a joke or make fun of myself or whatever.
Sure.
And sure enough, most of the time people smile. Now, does that make that person's day, the rest of the day better? I don't know. I think it does. I think it would.
Probably.
But that little bit of joy, it's incredible what just being nice to each other will do. How much it brings the world up in general.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just everyone's on their phone now and like this now, and it's incredible. We get behind the wheels of them cars. Good God, we turn into another species behind that. You'll have someone cut you off, flip you off, then y'all get out of the car and go, "Hey, how you doing, Bill?" It's like, what happened back there, Bill? You just flipped me off.
Stays on the road.
Stays on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness it does. Yeah, thank goodness it does. I had to tell Trish to quit honking, even if someone's in the wrong. I said, "Don't honk at people. Everybody's on the edge out there. They're liable to go nuts." That Russell Crowe movie Unhinged or whatever, where he goes crazy and kills a bunch of people. I don't think everyone's that close, probably, behind the wheel anyway, like psychopaths, man. I get like that. So it happens to all of us. But
absolutely.
Anyway, that's a whole other subject. That's a 6-hour conversation right there. What are you talking about? Talk about road rage for a little while.
Kirk, it's been awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you came in.
I appreciate you. And are you doing well? We didn't even talk about you.
It doesn't matter how.
Doesn't matter. Well, I care.
They hear from me every day. So
brother, I appreciate it, man. Can we shake hands on this?
Yeah, that. Just transfer some germs there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Build that immunity.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish it up, brother. I appreciate
Kirk,
it.
where can they find you online if they want to look up either Kirk Freeney or Revive?
They can find on Facebook, we're Revive Carpet Cleaning. Our website is revivearkansas.com. I think we're out there on Instagram somewhere. It's tied to our Facebook. Again, we got a guy helping us with that, so I don't know our handle or whatever. That's embarrassing, but Facebook's about as much as I can do, man. Other than that, we got emails and everything, phone numbers on the website. So if you need anything, just holler. Questions, hell, if you just want to talk, I'm always around. So
revivearkansas.com.
Yep.
There's a hub for all the other forms of communication there.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Good enough. You wanted that a short answer, didn't you? See?
If you're watching this as a video, you can get the audio form on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where your podcasts are distributed. And if you're listening on the audio version, you can also see this on YouTube or our website at arkansasbusinessengine.com. For now, that's all. And so we will see you later.
See you guys. Appreciate it.